Welcome to 2024 and County Magazine, a chance to find out what's new across Fairfax County. I'm Brian Ashby. On this edition, we take a look at the work of the Lake Accotink Task Force, one family's foster care and adoption journey, and fighting climate change with solar panels. Plus, meet an Ellie Doyle Special Recognition Award winner with a passion for hitting the links. Visitors have flocked to Lake Accotink Park since 1960 for its inspiring vistas and wildlife and wooded trails. The lake itself is a cherished community hub for the neighborhoods surrounding it. But the future of Lake Accotink is in doubt. Enter the Lake Accotink Task Force, formed to deep dive the problems and potential solutions to this ongoing challenge. Take a look.
Chairman McKay, Supervisor Lusk and I asked the board to establish the task force because we wanted to bring the community into the process because Lake Accotink is at risk, and it's at risk due to the significant amount of sediment that we have entering the lake and the need to dredge the lake and the really substantial cost to do the project as originally envisioned, which was dredging the entire lake. So we established the task force to make sure that we have looked at every possible solution to have a sustainable lake that the community can continue to enjoy. So in the past, we've looked at either a full dredge or allowing it all to become a managed wetland. The task force is looking at some hybrid approaches where maybe we dredge a smaller portion of the lake and have the rest of it be a managed wetland or a grassland, and what would that look like? So they're looking towards the future to make sure that we've examined every possible creative solution before final decision is made.
Supervisor Walkinshaw and Chairman McKay both came to me and asked if I would convene the community, if I would get folks together. And I really believe in giving the community a voice. This is the community's reaction, the community's response to a staff recommendation to not dredge the lake, let it return to its natural state. I've done task forces before over the years. I broke them up into three groups, three subgroups. One to focus on, well, what is the value of Lake Accotink to Lake Accotink Park and to the county, and really to the region. The second subgroup deals with staff's recommendation. What are issues and what are impacts associated with that recommendation? Our shorthand for that subgroup is, a critique of the staff recommendation. Did they get it right? Should they have looked at some other things? And then the third subgroup, which is chaired by John Cook, looks at, well, if not a full traditional dredge, which was approved in 2019, what are some other options? What might we do instead?
Essentially what we were asked to do is say, are there other options between the current lake and nothing? And what are they? And in fact, there are a lot of options other than the current lake and nothing. And so we developed those. And around a few concepts. One is to preserve a smaller lake that reduces the dredging costs, and it also reduces the amount of dredge material, because that's a big part of the cost. What do you do with all the stuff you're digging up? And one of the, I think, probably principal findings of our group was that most, if not all, of the dredge spoils can be kept on site.
As part of the subcommittee that talks about the value of Lake Accotink, we highlighted the health benefits that are associated with being in close contact to a water body such as Lake Actin. There are recent studies, or even studies dating back decades in both the United States and internationally that highlights the health benefits, lowering blood pressure, helping to relieve stress, and just bringing in a very more peaceful state of mind for those that are around it. So what are the health impacts that would be reduced if we removed the lake?
The task force was formed of several members of the community, people from civic associations, HOAs, but also subject matter experts, like a professor from George Mason University and engineers. We're meeting, talking about the problem of dredging the lake and what to do with it in the future. This is a gathering place for families, celebrations, weddings, birthdays, just weekend picnics. And the park on the weekends when the weather's nice is absolutely packed.
My family and I lived not too far from here. We moved to this neighborhood originally because we loved being able to walk to Lake Accotink. So I represent the lake and the community, but I'm also personally invested in the future of the lake and the park.
Adopting a child is the ultimate act of compassion. It creates family, it strengthens community, and it brings with it a lifetime of fulfillment and memories. Fairfax County's Department of Family Services is here to help potential foster and adoptive parents navigate the process. Meet Bryant, Tremaine, and Smith, a Fairfax County family whose story was changed forever by adoption.
He loves construction equipment. This kid can tell you what a excavator is, pallet jack, front loader. We're driving and he's like, oh, excavator, pallet jack. He is rambunctious. He is curious. He can make you laugh.
So they eat spicy chunky salsa and spicy smooth salsa. He's empathetic. I really appreciate that he sort of walks through this world, even at 3 years old, in an empathetic way.
We knew, I think, when we first met that we wanted children. We knew we wanted to adopt. We looked at Fairfax County, went to an info session, and it was actually pretty productive. They answered all of our questions, and they told us, like, yeah, we're doing fostering to adopt.
You don't know what the outcome's going to be when you foster. It can be a couple days, honestly, and for us it was 3 years. So you have to go into it with this open mind, and we just thought that was the best way to sort of grow our family. And so when we entered the process, I think they told us it's probably gonna be an older kid, and we're a little bit older, so our mind was set on maybe like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old. We had no idea. And so when they called us and said that they had a newborn, if we would be interested in fostering, we were like, sure.
I think the past 3 years can be summed up in, we are probably a good case study in the Fairfax County fostering to adoption process. Everything that could have happened, happened. And I have to say the county throughout the entire process they held our hands the entire way. Our social workers cannot thank them enough. They were at his adoption ceremony, all of them. Coming to court and having our family and friends there, it was an emotional scene. Picture it, we're coming off the elevator, you're coming down the hallway, and he's running. You see all of our friends and family we invited, like 70-something people.
There were between 50 and 70 people there.
And they all start clapping, and we're trying to hold it together, which was not successful. And a lot of tears.
I think when we actually got to the courtroom and everyone's seated and the judge is sitting there, then I think it calmed down a little bit for us, sort of in our heads. It was like, all right, I tried really hard to be in the moment, and they let us hold Smith, and so it's like just the 3 of us, and everyone behind us sort of evaporated, honestly. And so the judge, he actually let Smith sign his own adoption paper, gave him a pen, and let him sort of sign on the bottom.
When he's asking us, like, who was there on my day, we can say, you know what? All sides of your family were there, you know, your bio family, us, we all had a moment where everyone came together and it was all for you. I think most of all, probably the lesson he's taught us is unconditional love. Patience, understanding that whatever we do, be it work, you know, personally, it's how it affects him first. So it's like, before it was just him and I, now it's we.
I think if anything, he has made us slow down, made us very intentional about what our lives are like right now.
When it comes to potentially fostering an adoption, families should really consider going to the information sessions, asking a lot of questions, talking to individuals who have gone through this process that are usually at the information sessions and getting honest answers.
You'd be surprised how many books are out there, podcasts, whatever medium you need to learn and absorb information, there's information out there for you, but asking a lot of questions, I think, is most important here. I know it's tough, it will change your life, but it'll change your life for the better.
So what goes in the taco?
Lettuce.
Yes.
Lettuce.
And what's
that?
Tomato.
Yes.
Tomato.
And what's this?
Cheese.
Yes.
These are all good toppings for dragons.
Fairfax County government has set an ambitious goal in its climate strategy: all carbon-neutral county government operations by 2040. As part of that effort, the county is installing solar panels on new and existing county-owned buildings, projected to both benefit the environment and provide cost savings to residents. Here's more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip the switch.
We're saving taxpayer money on energy costs. We're setting an example for the private sector and for our residents of the little things and the big things that we can all do collectively to help address climate change.
Our natural and man-made environment is more than just a place to live and work. A healthy environment for Fairfax County residents is the driving force behind Fairfax County's operational energy strategy. The county first adopted this strategy in July 2018 and updated it in 2021. The goal is to reduce the county's use of fossil fuels and the greenhouse gas emissions they produce. 11 focus areas are identified that will allow county government operations to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040.
This includes a number of goals for improving energy efficiency, a switch to electric vehicles and away from fossil fuels in our buildings, and also a strong emphasis on the use of renewable energy, particularly solar energy, in our buildings.
Decreasing overall energy use not only provides wide-ranging environmental benefits, but it also provides cost savings to the county and its residents.
Renewable energy, especially renewable energy for electricity and solar electricity in particular, is very essential to meeting our carbon goals, because not only are we trying to reduce the amount of energy and electricity we're using, but at the same time to reduce fossil fuel use, we're switching from natural gas in buildings to electricity. So the idea for carbon reduction is to use clean, renewable electricity from, say, solar panels.
Solar panels are now a key energy-saving component in new construction, as well as on major renovation projects of existing county buildings.
There are various projects currently that are in various stages of design or construction where we are incorporating solar panel arrays. There are, I would say, at least 3 projects that already have solar arrays installed. One is the Western Fire Station, another is Woodlawn Fire Station, and then we recently had another community center, which is Sully Community Center, that also has a solar panel array. But there are other projects also currently in design, such as the Operational Support Bureau.
In 2024, we have 14 additional solar projects planned. Several of these projects are new construction projects where we are trying to integrate the solar portion into the building construction project, so we end up with a new building that already has solar installed. And another set of buildings within this 14 are existing buildings. Some of them are relatively new buildings that were designed to be solar ready, which makes for a very seamless solar install. Another portion of those buildings were older buildings that were not designed with solar in mind, so they will require some modifications, but we will be able to achieve them. We look for buildings that are big energy users, number one, so there's big opportunities to offset energy use with clean renewable power. We also look at buildings that had roof replacements recently, because the life expectancy of a solar panel is similar to a roof, and you don't want to have to remove and reinstall your solar panels to accommodate a roof replacement. So you really want to install the solar within 1 or 2 years after you replace a roof.
Installation of solar panels typically takes 1 to 2 weeks, followed by connecting the electric panel, inverters, and solar panels. After a few weeks of final testing, the solar panels are ready for use. By protecting, conserving, and sustaining environmental resources to promote clean air, water, and soil, and confronting challenges posed by climate change, the county will improve the resilience of natural resources and community infrastructure, and serve as a catalyst for community-wide action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from Fairfax County residences and businesses.
I would just like to say that this is an exciting time for us in the county. We are learning new strategies, getting to explore new things. There are newer technologies that we need to keep up with, especially in the realm of sustainability. And I think that being able to do all of that and having that opportunity to do all of that is really exciting for us.
For more information, visit www.fairfaxcounty.gov/environment-energy-coordination.
The annual Ellie Doyle Special Recognition Award honors volunteers who have made outstanding contributions over the last year, donating their time and expertise to keep the Fairfax County Park Authority the world-class park system it is. Here's the story of one volunteer who turned his passion into a retirement plan, helping thousands of golfers enjoy the links each year.
Patrick Evans is a recipient of the 2023 Ellie Doyle Special Recognition Award. Golfers at Twin Lakes Golf Course play about 80,000 rounds annually, enjoying this highly competitive, beautiful 36-hole facility. Between weekend mornings, when the course is busiest, and weekday tournaments, volunteer starter Patrick Evans has his hands full. Evans has volunteered as starter for the past 4 years. He's well-liked, professional, and apt to smile and greet players by their first names. On any given Sunday, Pat will check in more than 200 golfers, greeting them, briefing them on course conditions, ensuring access to both the Oaks and Lake courses as needed, and fitting in walk-ins who want a tee time. He hasn't missed a Sunday shift yet. Pat also finds time to support the many tournaments held during the week. Tournaments are a key revenue source for the course and require specific attention to details, such as golf merchandise, food, and beverage. It's clear that Pat has a real passion for Twin Lakes, believes in the importance of excellent customer service, and knows the game of golf. Often we call Pat Mr. Twin Lakes, a lighthearted salute to his dedication, collaboration with others, calm demeanor, and willingness to do what it takes to get it right, every single time. Congratulations to Patrick Evans for being this year's Ellie Doyle Special Recognition Award honoree.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of County Magazine. Thanks for joining me. Remember, there are countless ways to get involved in your community and make Fairfax County an even better place to live, work, and play. I'm Brian Ashby. Have a happy and healthy new year, and we'll see you next time on County Magazine.